Yo, yo, yo. Trade recap. Day 6. So today was a lot more of like an observation day. Um, I did end up taking, oops, let me, so I actually did end up taking a trade, but it was a very small trade and I only risked like minimal money, like 1% of my account. So I don't really care about it. I ended up losing it, so today technically is a loss day, but I don't care about it because I'm learning risk management and now I'm using less money that I'm risking. So I'm only risking 1 to 3%, like I said, so I don't really care. And I had a good opportunity, you know. If it had jumped up, I would have made a lot. So, but it's no big deal. Forget about it. Let's just hop into the trade. So, new month, new month on US30. And this is a great month. Um, I'm starting to see something, and it's already started on the new month. So in the last video, I talked about how I made the observation that if we go all the way back here to the beginning of the month, all the way back here, right? The first half of this month is straight bullish, right? And it reaches top point at around the 18, 17, this range, right? The middle of the month. And the second half of the month was extremely bearish, right? And we had this channel line here. Um, so when I was observing today, I didn't kind of get to the market until like around here, like 10 a.m. So I started following my steps, right? And the first thing that I noticed was this channel line got broken. Finally, and not a bait, it actually got broken. So that told me immediately, okay, uptrend is probably starting, you know? And then I remarked everything actually. So I wanted to make it more cleared up because I actually learned some new things today. I learned what liquidity voids are, and I also learned what fair valuation is. And basically, my whole gap theory is basically the technical term. So it turns out it's not my own theory. Um, I thought it was because I didn't learn it yet, but it's called fair valuation, and it's the same thing as I was predicting. It always needs to be filled, and I was on the right track though. I'm glad that I figured out. I'm glad that I figured that out. And I know that that's a real thing. So, but I'm glad that I figured it out beforehand too. It means that I'm actually really trying my best and I'm learning. Um, Another thing that I had wrong is liquidity voids. Liquidity voids are basically fair value gaps, I guess. Like, I need to watch another video on fair value gaps specifically because I don't think they're exactly the same. But liquidity voids are gaps in the market when the bank or something, like there's a huge run, it will leave liquidity voids. Stuff is that's left open, right? That can't happen in the market because the market's fair. So liquidity voids to me are spots to where I'm gonna buy in to see it go back up. Um, to continue its trend. It's like it's completing the day and like recycling itself. It'll finish completing the voids and then it'll continue its trend the next day. Cuz like I said, um the first half of the month is probably going to be bullish, and I started out my trade, right? And I marked the last month's high, and I also marked yesterday's low point, which is the new monthly low. Actually, I'm tripping. Last month's low. My bad. My bad. Let me change that. So that's the last month's low, and then we have the high. Um, the previous month's low already got filled, but this high hasn't. So that gives me another reason of why I think it's gonna be a very bullish market for the first half of the month, like until around this point, and I think it's gonna keep going down. Dang man, I'm tired. So we get to today, and I start out by marking the market structure. I actually go to a way higher time frame. I started on the 4 hour today. So on the 4 hour, right? Basically, what I had spotted was boom, 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 goes down, market open, starting up, right? Right here, structure broke. This, it broke the lower low. That could start a new trend. That's why I have this marked here, this channel line, and it does meet the channel line, right? Touches the top, it's going down right now. It's gonna go up again. So I did that, and that's pretty much all I did for the 4 hour. Oh, but also I marked a 4 hour liquidity void right here. And my prediction was at the start, by the end of the day or around that time or next day or something, this liquidity void is going to get touched, right? So I used the fib tool to mark everything down, and this is my buy zone in here, kind of in the liquidity void. So if it enters, like I said, this, I'm kind of marked it, this circle, that's going to be the area that I want to buy in for it to go back up. And if I lose just a little bit of money, and the downtrend does continue, but I really don't expect that, because there's so many voids. Like for example, you can have right here, right? That's one of them. In the previous month, things need to get filled. The market's fair. But damn, bro, y'all like 8 times in this video. Break a structure, and I basically just dropped into the 1 hour time frame, and I spotted another one. So I had these two voids to go off, right? And that goes into what I had kind of noticed, right? My prediction was it's going to return to one of these voids and then go back up, right? So I didn't know which one exactly. That's why I really wanted to pay attention. And basically, I went down again to the 15-minute time frame, and I saw it touch this high, right, when I was just watching, kept watching, throughout the day. And I shouldn't have taken a trade, but when it went down, but then it started going back up, right? I should have took this as a sign of it's going to keep going back down, but I ended up not taking that as a sign, right? So it went back up, and it touched in again, and I ended up buying around right here, and that's how I lost just a little bit, because I thought it was gonna boom, 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 like that, but it didn't, and that's a lesson learned, man. Things happen. So next time I know if it breaks this, it's gonna keep pushing down. So, but I am correct about my prediction so far. It's gonna push down into this gap. I don't know how far it's gonna go in. Who knows? It could go right here. Could go all the way to the freaking bottom. Could go below and then spike up. But I think it's gonna touch kind of the channel line. So like when market opens, you kind of right around there, and then you back up. So that was my observation, and I also noticed to kind of back this. Something that I noticed for US30. For some reason, the first half of the day is bullish, and then the second half of the day is always bearish. To show an example, if we go back here, right? This is the morning. It's going up, and it's pretty bullish, right? It's going up, and then the second half of the day it drops again. We look again. It's the morning. It's going up. Second half of the day, it's dropping. Going up. Second half of the day, it's dropping. It's like the bank is getting it to this point in the beginning half of the day. And then the second half of the day, the banks are out. They got their profit. So the second half of the day, it's completing, going back down, filling the gaps that were made to continue the trend. So I feel like in this case, it was reversed. I feel like the banks were selling, causing this downtrend, and the uptrends were filling those orders. So the first half of the day was bullish for a reason, right? So the first half of the day is bullish here, but you might think, oh shit, it's going to keep going down. The reason why I don't think that is because the channel line got broken, right? And there was a break of structure. So what I want to see is it touch down here and spike up even higher. So, that's pretty much it for the recap, honestly. Let me just move that to the side. There isn't much else that I really observed, but I'm using way better risk management, which I'm very happy about. I'm being very patient and I'm actually looking, and I'm glad that I learned what liquidity voids and the gaps are, because now I kind of understand it. I have a little bit of understanding, but I'm going to keep learning. And I feel like I'm learning every day and I'm getting better and better. My process is getting a lot smoother and I'm seeing things a lot better. Like I'm really understanding things, and I'm understanding why the market's moving, if that's making sense. I'm slowly. Hey guys, sorry about that. The the thing kind of ended real quick, but basically what I was saying was I'm understanding how the market moves, and I'm ready for Monday. And let me just go here. Oh, actually, wrong thing. Go here. So day 6, observation day. Yeah. Did I win? No, but it was only $17, minimal risk, and only risking 1 to 3%. Tried to take a trade at the bottom of the first liquidity void right here. Thought it would be a good setup maybe, but I risked very little because I was kind of confident that it would go down here, but I wanted to make sure I didn't miss the opportunity. I don't mind losing such minimal money. Um, um, I'm less affected by it. My new monthly observations. I believe the start of this new month will be bullish, with the first half of every day being controlled by the banks, and we'll have a long run every first half. At the second half, we will have a downtrend and consolidation because all the voids created by the first half of the day need to be filled for the stock to continue upwards. To a liquidity void at a to the liquidity void at the previous month's high that was never filled. I ended up noticing that pattern repeats every day, as I showed you guys. The steps I took, the look for a liquidity sweep, I didn't do that this time. Was I correct with my prediction? Yes, I was able to see the new trend form and saw a break of structure. Not expecting to take a long on Monday once it reaches my buy point. Um, that's about it, guys. So peace out. Getting it of why it's moving the way it does, because